active magic. I would like everybody to put out your hands like this. Make sure your thumb's on top. Now turn your hands over. Now the thumbs are on the bottom. Cross your right over your left. Very good, very good. Very important when you do this that you have your thumbs down. Otherwise it's not going to work. And then you simply turn your hands over, just like that. If you didn't get it practice, you'll get it. But give yourselves a big round of applause for trying it! All right. I'd like to share a story with you. It goes back to when I was a little kid. I was about 10 years old. I lived in a house in Oak Park, Illinois. I hated that house. One Sunday afternoon, it was raining, and so the family and I decided to go up in the attic and do some cleaning and organizing. After a few hours, I decided to take a break. I looked out the attic window, and I noticed the sun shining through the clouds. And I said, "Oh, look! The sun's breaking through." And right when I said those words, breaking through, the window came loose from the frame, fell to the floor, and shattered at our feet. We all kind of looked at each other in shock as the hair on their neck stood up. That was just one of the few memories I had at that house. But the one that hits me the most was when I was raking the leaves. We had this yard with these beautiful trees, beautiful tall trees, and all except one, which is tall and decrepit. And it had one single green leaf that would come back year after year after year, the same exact spot. And this tree had these long, dangly branches with claws that reached to the ground as if they were waiting to grab somebody. While I was raking the leaves, I saw something that caught my eye. I walked over to get a closer look, and I discovered it was an old box. And inside, a voodoo doll. Some say it looks like a pretzel. I went back in the house and I placed it on my bookshelf. I didn't think much more of it. But later that evening, I awoke to a rattling sound. I jumped out of bed to follow where the sound was coming from, and I felt a jolt. My body was my guardian angel warning me to stay away from the voodoo doll. I was very alarmed by this, so I went on the computer, I went on Wikipedia, and I started doing research on voodoo dolls. And I'd come to learn that voodoo dolls work on what is called sympathetic magic. In more layman's terms, whatever's done in a voodoo doll happens to the person connected to it. For example, if I take a pin and I start pricking the arms and legs of the voodoo doll, the person connected to the spell will experience the same. Let me explain on a much larger scale using this sketch pad here. I'm going to just draw a really quick sketch of a voodoo doll here. I'll even give it a face. I'd like you to help me out. I'd like you to take this pen here and draw an X, draw a big X right where I placed the face of the voodoo doll. Yeah, big X. Try to scratch it in a little bit so everybody can see. Big X. There you go. Might be running out of ink there. Okay, that's good. We get the point. Watch what happens. Can you see the X a little bit? Watch what happens when I take fire to that X. spell was on me. I was the one that had the spell. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I thought, I gotta get rid of this. And I placed the voodoo doll. I threw it away in the garbage. And then that very night, it came back, knocking on my door, my bedroom. I opened the door, there it was, laying on the floor, the voodoo doll. The more I try to get rid of it, the more it just keeps coming back, stronger and stronger. I even rode my bike to the creek by my house, and I threw it over the bridge into the water. And then when I got home to check the mail, there lay the voodoo doll in my mailbox, dry as if nothing happened. I went to pick it up, and then that's when things really got weird. It actually started to rise in my hand. When that happened, I knew I had to do something. I started doing more research, and I discovered that there's a misconception on voodoo dolls, and that yes, they are used for evil, but they are also used for the opposite, such as good, finding true love, spiritual guidance. When I learned of this, I started changing my way of thinking, and I started to think more positive thoughts. And as I did so, the voodoo doll started doing something amazing. We were actually switching places. I was becoming stronger, and the voodoo doll was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, eventually falling. Right here. Ah! I'm sorry. I still may have some sort of after effect on the voodoo doll. But the thing that I've learned the most about all this is that in life, everything has an opposite. Strong, weak, up, down, left, right, good, evil. And likewise, the voodoo doll became opposite of what it was. Out of evil became something good.